Hello everyone, welcome to Best Recipes with Sharon. Stay with me and we'll make this slow cooked and oven broiled back ribs, and I'll show you how to do it from start to finish. These are very tender and delicious, and I'll show you how to make a bit of a rub to put on it, as well as how to do a barbecue sauce that's homemade. Before we get started with the recipe today, a reminder that my first cookbook is available on Amazon, and I've provided a quick link in the description below this video. Okay, so we're going to start with about 4 or 5 racks of ribs. I'm going to cut them into about 3 ribs each. We want really nice and tender ribs today, so we're going to remove the thin membrane that's on the back of them. And one of the easiest ways to do that is to use a paper towel and grab a hold of the membrane and then pull really hard like this until it comes off. You might have to use a sharp knife to get it started, but use a paper towel to grab a hold of the membrane and peel it off because it is so slippery. It makes it easier to grasp hold of it. Line 2 cookie sheets with parchment paper and let's get right to making the recipe. Add 1 cup of brown sugar to a mixing bowl. Then add 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, 4 teaspoons of kosher salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, also 1 teaspoon of dry mustard, and 1 teaspoon of paprika. You can use smoked paprika or the sweet paprika, whatever suits you. And then 1 teaspoon of chili powder. And finally, a half teaspoon of cayenne pepper. And this is where if you want a little bit more heat to it, you can add a little bit more of the cayenne pepper. I get my hands right in there and mix the spices together really well. I coat each piece of meat separately and place it on the cookie sheet that's been prepared with parchment paper. And this is always a good place to start when doing your ribs because it'll cook with the spices right on it. Now we'll have to cover them with some tin foil to seal the juices in while they're baking. This is going to be slow cooked in an oven somewhere between 250 and 300 degrees Fahrenheit. I usually check on them about halfway through the cooking just to make sure that they're starting to tenderize, and I turn them over sometimes. Now we'll go ahead and make the homemade barbecue sauce. So we'll take a large pot and add 3 cups of ketchup. Now 2 cups of brown sugar, 1 cup of water, a half a cup of cider vinegar, 2 tablespoons of fancy molasses, 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, 1 tablespoon of liquid honey, 2 teaspoons of kosher salt, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of dry mustard, half to 1 teaspoon of paprika, and you can choose smoked or sweet paprika. And you bring that to a full rolling boil. Now reduce the heat to a medium-high and simmer it for up to 50 minutes. Stir it occasionally. It should be slightly thickened and reduced. I like lots of sauce on the ribs, so I'm going to actually pour the sauce over it. And there will be extra, and if there is extra, then you can keep it in a jar in the fridge for next time. Now I showed you the recipe for the homemade sauce, but if you prefer to use a sauce from the bottle, at this point you can go ahead and do that with that too. I used a little bit of Montana's sauce on some of them, just for something different. I used the apple barbecue one, I believe it was, and that's good too. So if you don't have time to make up the sauce, then you could do that. I put them under the broiler in the oven. I turn them back and forth and brown them up really nicely. That's what I do for no matter what kind of sauce is on it. Make sure they're well coated and well grilled. Use oven mitts when placing them back and forth under the broiler so you don't burn yourself. And your rack needs to be up close to the broiler, close to the top rack. Put close eye on them because they do brown up quite quickly under the broiler. And of course we've removed the tin foil before we put the barbecue sauce on, and we leave them open when we put them under the broiler. Now you can go ahead and dish these up and enjoy, and what are you going to put with them? It's up to you. They go well with pretty much any side dish. I did a little bit of rice today. I also served it with a homemade coleslaw and made up some fancy decorations. I have a video coming out shortly that'll show you how to make that as well. So stay tuned for the next video, and until then, happy eating.